So I'm someone who clearly puts my hair through a lot. You can't really see it right now, but there's a lot of highlighting. My ends are actually bleached, beside having, color over it right now. It's sort of, once it gets into the colder months, I like going a little darker. So I sort of like undid all of my highlighting, but she's been through a lot. I color treat, I bleach, I've been known to perm. I also heat treat it pretty often as far as, blow drying it, using curling irons, flat irons. She's been through a lot. And surprisingly, she still looks as good as she does. But I started using Zenagen Evolve specifically because I wanted to sort of streamline my hair care routine. This is the shampoo and the conditioner. I got the 16-ounce bottles because, I plan on using it for quite a long time. But before I started using Zenagen Evolve, every week I would do rosemary oil treatment. I would do a hydration mask. I did leave-in conditioners and even hair oils, just to sort of undo the damage that I had done as much as I could. So since I've started using Zenagen Evolve, I haven't needed to use those treatment masks, the leave-in conditioners, and the majority of the other products that are currently living in my bathroom right now. So in this review, I'll take you through everything you need to know about Zenagen Evolve, including what's in it, how it works, and the results, of course, along with demonstrations, actually washing and conditioning my hair so you can see it in action. And I've been using it for a few weeks now, but even after the first wash with Zenagen Evolve, I noticed a difference in the way that my hair looked, the way it felt, and just, that shiny, healthy glow that it seemed to get almost immediately. So definitely think it's worthwhile, but stick around and I'll tell you everything you need to know about it. Zenagen Evolve is the Repair and Protect line from Zenagen. So this is essentially for strengthening your hair, repairing your hair, reversing damage if your hair is damaged, and also promoting growth, while also reducing shedding and hair loss. I've noticed since I started using the conditioner, when I'm detangling with my comb, I'm not losing that much hair, and I've actually started getting like a lot of little, they stick out, but I have a lot of like little baby hairs that are kind of growing in where they didn't used to be. So Zenagen has a few different lines for hair thinning and making your hair thicker, repairing and protecting, and even, color preservation if you're going gray. Now, in my case, I want to grow gray. I want to, eventually have a whole head of silver hair, presumably so I can, dye it. I don't know. But I love the way it looks because it's kind of sparkly like tinsel. So I'm really not bothered by my grays at all. But the Repair and Protect, it's a shampoo and conditioner, and I have the duo. It comes together. It's a little less expensive when you buy them together, but these use botanicals to, strengthen your hair, reverse damage, and just make your hair healthier instead of harsh chemicals. So some of the botanical ingredients include aloe leaf juice, brahmi, chamomile, red clover, saw palmetto, alpine willow herb, ginger root, and even sunflower oil in the conditioner. So it uses a lot of natural ingredients that actually benefit your hair rather than using chemicals that sort of cover up the problem. There are some hair care systems out there that, they might be really effective. They'll make your hair look great. It'll be really, really shiny, but they're loaded with chemicals that are sort of smoothing over the problems, rather than actually fixing them. They're almost like a Band-Aid. Zenagen doesn't work like that. The ingredients that they use they're designed to be really beneficial to your hair and actually fix the problem. So when you're dealing with a lot of damage, breakage, hair fall, or thinning, their products are going to fix that at the root, literally, which then makes your hair look better over time. Now, these are paraben free. You won't find any parabens in Evolve's products anywhere. Although the shampoo does have a few sulfates, they are the very gentle ones. There's a lot of sulfates out there that are really, really harsh on your hair. The ones used in Zenagen are a lot milder. So, they're cleaning your hair and, removing dirt and oil and anything else that you've got going on without stripping your hair or irritating your scalp. One of the things that I really love about the way the larger bottles of Zenagen arrive, they have a pump, which is convenient when you're in the shower, but it also makes sure that you're always getting a consistent amount of product. So when you've got a bottle and you're sort of dumping it into your hand, sometimes you're using more, sometimes you're using less, sometimes you might pour too much in and you're, sort of wasting product. The pumps make it easier to consistently deliver the same amount every time. Despite my hair being as long as it is, the very first time that I used Zenagen, I thought, let me see what happens when I use just one single pump of the shampoo and the conditioner, just one pump of each, which surprised me because it was so effective. I've been using drugstore shampoos for a long, long time now because, they're inexpensive, they're right there, they're very easy to access, and, it's just when I'm out of shampoo, I'll just go to the drugstore. One thing that I have noticed, and I didn't really realize it until I started using Zenagen, drugstore shampoos, especially for longer hair like mine, you tend to use a lot more product to get the job done. So, the amount of shampoo and especially the amount of conditioner that I would use, I would go through it pretty quickly. Especially conditioner, I would use generally twice as much conditioner as I would compared to shampoo. Right away, when I started using Zenagen, I was able to use one pump of each, and that's all. Even the conditioner. So even though it's more expensive compared to drugstore brands, a little goes a long way and it lasts a long time. So in the long run, you're not necessarily spending that much more. Plus you get better hair out of the deal. When it came to washing my hair, one pump of the shampoo lathers into just a really nice, clean lather that's not overly foamy. It's foamy enough that it's there, but it's not like crazy amounts. You can feel that it's really loosening that dirt and oil and cleaning your scalp and your hair very, very well without leaving it feeling squeaky clean. So if you've ever used a shampoo that's kind of like, when you rinse it out, your hair almost kind of squeaks, this doesn't do that. It's clean, but not to the point of feeling squeaky and straw-like. So right away, I could tell the difference in the way the shampoo was working, even the first time that I used it. And the conditioner, one pump, I worked that through my hair, starting about the mid-lengths through the ends, and then, kind of combing it up through the rest of my hair. And even as long as my hair is, and you can't really see it, it's a little shorter in the front, but it's almost waist length in the back. One pump was enough to condition, detangle, and just leave my hair really beautiful by the end. So far, I've been using equal parts of the shampoo and conditioner, which means that I'm going through these bottles at the exact same pace. So by the time I get to the bottom, it's not like I'm gonna finish out my conditioner and still have half of a bottle of shampoo left. One pump each every time I do my hair in the shower, and that's all I need. As far as like my wash frequency, that hasn't really changed at all. I'm still washing my hair every 2 to 3 days, depending. I don't wash it every day. That's not really good for your scalp, just because, you know, it's stripping away those natural oils. You don't want to wash every day if you can help it. But so far, even between washings, my hair looks amazing. The one thing that I thought was really unusual about Zenagen Evolve shampoo. So normally when you wash and condition your hair, you wash with your shampoo, rinse it out, put the conditioner, and leave the conditioner sit for a few minutes. With Evolve, you actually put the shampoo in, work it into a lather, and then leave it sit in your hair for 5 minutes. Yes, you heard that right. I actually had to read the directions twice to make sure I was looking at the right bottle, because normally my conditioner is what I would leave in, not the shampoo. But when the shampoo works through your hair and it's all lathered and you leave it sit, that's where a lot of the anti-aging and the health benefits start to occur. So when you're washing your hair with this, you'll, lather it up, work it all the way through, and then leave it sit for 5 minutes while you're washing your body or doing whatever else. I typically wash my face, then wash my body, and then rinse everything all at once at the end. So, by the time I'm done with most of my shower, the shampoo's been sitting on my hair for 5 minutes. Now, the conditioner, you're gonna wanna use for 30 seconds, like you'll work it through and leave it for at least 30 seconds. But like all other conditioners, if you leave it in, that's only gonna improve your hydration. So this is one that I put into my hair, I work it through the ends, and then I comb, starting at the bottom and, combing my way up to work it through the rest of my hair. I don't typically put a lot of conditioner up along the top just because I don't like weighing that down. So it doesn't really get very tangled up here. Down here is where I really gotta worry about. Even after the first use of Zenagen Evolve, I noticed a difference in my hair. The first time I used it, I let my hair air dry just to see what it would do. I wanted to see how it would look without any additional product and no styling. It was so shiny and healthy looking, and lightweight, like it wasn't weighed down. It was just soft and it looked amazing. It honestly looked like I had used other products in it when I didn't. And that's one of the great things about Zenagen Evolve. It sort of eliminated a lot of the other products that I've needed to use. Like I said, I'm not using the deep hydration mask. I'm not using the glossing serum. It was sort of like a leave-in from, I don't even remember what brand it was. I'm not using a leave-in conditioner anymore. I don't need to. I mean, I don't have anything else in my hair. This is just dried in a braid. A lot of times I'll take a shower and then just braid my hair, let it dry that way. And then I get like the loose sort of like, just beachy mermaid waves without having to use any kind of heat styling. But this is what that looks like with just the shampoo and conditioner and my hair air dried in a braid. It's amazingly soft. Let me see if you can see how shiny this is, the way that it's catching the light. It's just amazing stuff, especially for not having to use a boatload of other products. The scent on this is really, really light and fresh. It to me, it smells like aloe. It's just a very clean, unisex smell. So it doesn't smell like flowers, it's not perfumey, and this really doesn't linger. So like you'll smell it while you're in the shower, washing and conditioning your hair, and even while it's wet. But after it dries, you don't have this halo of fragrance around your head. I've tried some shampoos and conditioners that have been really flowery, really perfumey, and sort of overpowering, and I don't love that. I like a shampoo that smells clean, but not one that's gonna stay with me for the rest of the day or multiple days. This, it smells really light while you're using it, and like I can smell it a tiny little bit when I stick my face in my hair, but other than that, it's like it was never there. So if you're somebody that doesn't like heavy fragrances in your shampoo and conditioner, Zenagen Evolve is really, really great for that. The other thing that I've noticed too is that when I'm combing my hair, even outside of the shower, you know, when I get out of the shower, I wrap it in a t-shirt instead of a towel, just to sort of defrizz, but the comb goes right through it. It really is like a hot knife through butter. It just glides right through. So it detangles without pulling the hair out at the root. So I don't experience a lot of hair fall or shedding. Since I've been using this, I've noticed less and less, which is helping my hair to look thicker. And, you know, as it's growing out, especially right now, I'm trying to see how long I can get it to grow. And you know, it's looking amazing, but I'm also not losing as much hair as I used to, just, you know, from combing and detangling. It's making a really big difference there. The only major, no, that's not even major. The only thing that I would consider a minor drawback, at least for the conditioner, this is not completely silicone free. I would normally try to avoid silicones, especially when they were the first couple of ingredients in a conditioner, because over time that can create buildup, which leads to dullness, and it's just, you know, it's a whole hassle all on its own. Now, there are silicones in the Evolve conditioner, but they are nowhere near the first ingredients, and there's not that many. So it's a very light silicone that I feel good about using. You know, I'm normally somebody who avoids them at all costs, but this actually, but I can live with the silicones in this because they're not one of the, you know, first ingredients, and, you know, it's definitely, it hasn't been causing any buildup, and certainly, you know, has been treating my hair very well. Despite the expense at the start, because this is, again, more expensive compared to, you know, cheap drugstore brands, this has been more than worth it, especially because it doesn't take that much product to get the job done. So, you know, you're using one pump of the shampoo, one of the conditioner, less if your hair is shorter. So it helps it to last a lot longer. Like a 16-ounce bottle like this, given the frequency that I wash my hair, I expect this to last several months, if not closer to 6, because it's a lot. There's a lot in these 16-ounce bottles. So over time, the expense sort of evens out when you think about how much you would have to buy of a drugstore brand, along with the other treatments and things that you would have to use on your hair that you don't have to use when you're using Evolve. Like I said, I'm not using deep treatment masks, you know, for hydration. I don't have to use a glossing treatment. I'm skipping the leave-in conditioner. The only thing that I really use anymore is a tiny little bit of hair oil on my ends on my in-between wash days, because I really should change my pillowcase and start using silk or satin, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But my the material of my pillowcase kind of like frizzes the ends of my hair a little bit. So between my wash days, I'll use a touch of hair oil on the ends just to sort of, you know, calm them down and make them a little smoother and less frizzy. But other than that, I am using no additional hair treatments. So when you factor in the cost of the shampoo and conditioner versus shampoo and conditioner, hair masks, leave-in conditioners, glossing treatments, and anything else that you might be using, this is more than reasonable. And over time, my hair has just been looking better and better. You know, with every wash, it's looking healthier, it's shiny. Like, I mean, it is ridiculously shiny. I can't get over that. But yeah, like this, I can't recommend Zenagen Evolve highly enough, especially if you're trying to grow your hair out and, you know, you're somebody that does a lot of things to your hair like I do. You know, if you're a fan of highlighting, bleaching, coloring, treatments that, you know, chemical treatments that love to destroy your hair. And even if you're only using hot tools, you know, blow dryers, curling irons, flat irons, and things like that, this repairs and protects so your hair can look as healthy as possible no matter what you do to it.